Happy Fabulous Friday. I am Tamika McRae. I am anointed to serve and bless others. And I just wanted to come on today and share a little words of encouragement to somebody that may need an encouraging word this morning. I know many may go through life wondering, what is my purpose? Why am I here? Well, I have an answer for you. Deep down inside, I want you to ask yourself, what makes you happy? What brings you joy? Because a lot of times we go through life and we don't know what makes us happy. We don't know what we like. We don't know what's our favorite color or what's our favorite food because we are so used to just going with the flow. But I want to tell you today that if you are still breathing, then you still have a purpose. You still have a purpose. And a lot of times we won't find our purpose because we are fearful. We are fearful of the unknown. For me, that was my biggie. I didn't want to try new things. I wanted to keep it simple. I wanted to play it safe all the time because I did not want to be disappointed. But I found you will not move, as I often say, to the next level, staying in a comfortable place. Sometimes in life, we have to go through certain situations to get to the next level. And sometimes it doesn't feel good. Well, most of the time. When you're going through a situation and you don't understand why. It's a purpose behind everything. But I can tell you that your trials only come to make you strong. Make you strong. So embrace the moment. If you can change a situation, then make changes. But if it's things that you can't change and you don't have no control over whatever you're facing, then embrace it. Embrace it and become stronger. Sometimes in life we have to find how to shift. I remember myself going back to being in that comfortable place. I had a desire within me that was bigger than me. So that's when you know that you have a purpose and a passion. See, purpose and passion is two different things. But just to share a little bit about my story, I started a nonprofit organization called the Anointed Touch Restorational Services I started in 2010. It started as a little bitty tiny thought in 2009. I remember I was laid off. I might have been still working, but I was laid off a little bit later. And I became discouraged. And I started saying, what makes me happy? People. I enjoy being a blessing to others. I enjoy helping others. So I decided that I wanted to start a nonprofit organization helping to build the self-esteem of broken women. We've helped several women from our local jail. We've had community outreach days where we give out free clothes, food. One of the biggest things that for me was important, that when the women would contact me and when they would get out, right before they would get out of jail, they would write me and I would write them back. I would go into the jail and I would present the information about my organization. And women would write me back. And I would write them. And I remember one young lady in particular, she was about to get out. My most important thing that I wanted to do was I wanted to get her hair fixed. Something as simple as getting her hair fixed. I had never met the lady, but I knew that we had a connection. And so when she got out, immediately I set her up with my hairstylist and it's Sherry's. She went, got her hair done. Again, I had never seen this lady. But I knew that if she could get her hair fixed and she could look in the mirror and she could see the beauty on the outside, then we would be able to work on the inside. So then maybe a few days later, or then maybe that next day, I did meet up with her. She became a program participant of my organization, and she joined back in 2010. And as of now, it is 2019. She's doing an amazing job. She's just received her master's. All of this, she's married. She's received her master's in Christian counseling. So we never know when we're going to come in contact with people. And I knew that all these women needed to know was they are important. Somebody cares. It's a lot of people right now that are going through, but they just need to know that there is somebody out here that is willing to take the time to show a little bit of love. No, I don't have the money that I wish I had to pour into my nonprofit organization, but I have the passion and the desire within me to give. I was still working with corporate at the time, and I remember the Lord telling me, because I was only supposed to be there temporarily, because I knew that this organization was birthed. But then later, during that time, before I launched and got the participants, I started working for a major finance company. And I stayed there for 8 years. But inside of me, I would go every day. I would go, but I knew that there was something greater in me. I felt like I wasn't supposed to be here, but I would do it. And then changes started happening. And the Lord is saying to me, well, the reason why you are feeling like you're not good enough, or you're feeling like you're not supposed to be here, or you want more, is because it was only supposed to be temporarily while you were building up your nonprofit, the organization that I birthed, that I commissioned you to do. And I remember the Lord saying, well, I'm not going to. And then by this time, I had also became a Mary Kay independent beauty consultant. And I'm seeing people coming in, and they are coming into business, and they are growing. And I'm coming into business, and I'm not growing. But I'm saying we all start at the same place. Why are they growing and I'm not? And I remember the Lord said, I'm not going to elevate you until you do what I've commissioned you to do. So I still went on. I still began to work. But then the Lord is saying, that was your comfortable place. The corporate America was your comfortable place. But your work is outside. And then also I am in ministry. I'm a minister. So that goes with me everywhere. Whenever I open my mouth and I believe that the Lord give me a word to say, that I'm able to also minister to others. But I knew that it was time for me to shift. So I remember going through a period of a season, and I was blessed with a office space. It was an office space. It was a building, but it had other offices within it. And I thought, it's too good to be true. It's beautiful. It's month to month. I can go in. I can do my Mary Kay. I can have women coming in through the organization. I'm also a licensed manicurist, so I felt like I can do nails in there. And it was unbelievable. The price it wasn't much, but the Lord allowed me to get it. My husband painted it real beautiful. It was pink in the inside, and everything was set up. I had a few workshops there, but things began to turn. I was still working for corporate. I found myself in a place that I felt all alone. I had my husband, I had my children, I had my church family, but I felt like I needed something greater. I needed something more. Because then I have this building, I wanted it. We had just had our community outreach day at the park. Everybody came out. It was an amazing day. And then things began to not be so good. I felt like, okay, here I am going to corporate. They're making changes. I've been here this long, and all of a sudden they want to make some changes. That it was a little challenging for me. But I did it, but I wasn't happy. I felt like I needed something else. So my husband was working, and life was just going on, but I was just feeling like I was empty and I needed something more. And everybody around me couldn't give me what I needed. But that was a moment that the Lord wanted me to be still. He wanted me to listen and understand that He's got me. So I began to see, okay, I have to do something. So I had to learn how to shift through the uncomfortable feeling because I wasn't understanding. I thought that when I got this office space, that everything was going to be complete. But I began to do more faces in people's houses, or I began to then go into the shelters, the homeless places, to shelters, to speak about my organization. And here I had this building that I felt like I needed. But the Lord is saying, no, the people are outside of the building. You don't need a building, so you're spending money, unnecessarily money, that you really, really don't have to spend. But I was like, well, Lord, it was too good to be true. You let this come to me. But I also know that He also let it be month to month. So He showed me, the word is true. The Bible says if you delight yourself in the Lord, that He will give you the desires of your heart. Well, that was my desire. Just because the Lord gives you your desire of your heart, it does not necessarily mean that's His will. But He allowed me to do it. He allowed me to see it. But He also humbled me and allowed me to know that it's okay to shut those doors, because you're spending more time outside of the doors doing the work than you're spending inside. So then I began to try to make my exit plan, because I knew I'm supposed to be doing my nonprofit. I'm supposed to be doing my Mary Kay. I'm passionate about being out helping people. So I began to research how to make money working from home, when I already still had my other avenues. But I began, because I knew I needed an exit plan from corporate America, that my husband would be comfortable with allowing me to transition. And I found and tapped into a company called Arise Virtual Solutions. It's amazing. So I started my own mini call center where I'm able to hire people to work from home. So this here is the headset. So I have that capability now. So I want to say, through our trials and tribulations, through not understanding the heartache and pain, there's always something being birthed. I have 2 children. So I know what it's like, the pain, the delivery. But then once that baby is birthed and delivered, what a precious joy you have. But all the while, through the sickness and the morning sickness and gaining the weight, that's uncomfortable. The contractions, that's uncomfortable. But after you push a little while, or however means whether you have your surgery or whatever you have to do, once that bundle of joy is birthed, the pain it's all over. You kind of forget about it. My son now is 17 and my daughter is 14. Well, our son and daughter, 17 and 14. To make a long story short, I just want to encourage somebody today that it's okay. Your trials only come to make you stronger, to help you find that's within you, to help you find your purpose. So what I had to start doing, I had to get out of my comfort zone. I had become comfortable, but back in the day, I would wear my hair in different styles, but I had become comfortable. So it's something as simple as going, and I had got some big hair. I had some big hair. So I was turning into finding out what I liked. And I would go get my hair done, but I did it because I put my own touch to it and I knew what I liked. Try new foods. Try a different route. Do something different. You have to get out of your comfort zone. Again, I was afraid that if I tried something different, I would be disappointed. But I understood that as long as I stayed in that place, I would never move forward. So I launched that call center. And it's been a whole year that I left corporate America, that I've been able to work the call center, hire others to work the call center, and it's just amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing what can happen when you get out of your own way. Sometimes we are in our own way. We are our own stumbling block. Another key thing that I had to realize, I had to learn to say no, learn to stop being a people pleaser. Because I'm passionate about helping other people, I always felt like I had to be on spot. When somebody needed me, I always had to be on point. But I had to learn that sometimes I'm not able to do. But I will give my last. But I had to learn to find out what makes me happy. I had to find my happy. I had to find what I enjoyed. So we have to know and value our worth and know that we're worth more. We are worth more. So we have to learn to love ourselves before we can expect for someone else to love us. So I began to find out what I enjoy. And it's okay to make a mistake. I always wanted to be on point. Even with corporate, I never liked to make a mistake. So I would try to be perfect in everything that I do. But then when you make a mistake, you feel that your whole world has crumbled. But it's okay. You live and you learn. And it's okay to hear the word no. It's okay for us to say no, and it's okay for others to say no. So, of course, being in the business that I am in, sales, not everyone may want what I'm offering, but it's okay. So I have to learn not to take it personal. But I just wanted to come and share a little words of encouragement to somebody today. So go find your inner purpose. Find what makes you happy. Identify. So much we pour into others that we forget to pour into ourselves. And in that place that I was in, I needed to be poured into. I'm used to pouring into everybody else. So I had to steal away. I didn't want to be Sister Nikki, as they call me. I didn't want to be that one Sunday. I wanted to go so I can be fed. Because again, I'm dependent on a lot. but it's okay. So again, happy Fabulous Friday. Go and do amazing things.